All Hallows Eve, the evening all your nightmares come to life. All the creatures of the night come out to play. It's time to pay tribute to this terrifying month. So join us as we celebrate a sinister season. This is the Venomonth of Horrors. The Reboot.
The Wolfman follows Larry, played by Lon Chaney Jr., though the studio originally wanted their boy Boris Karloff, who returns home to reunite with his father before falling for a girl called Gwen, played by Evelyn Ankers. One night he rescues her from a wolf attack but is bitten by Bela Lugosi, who, by the way, what a surprise, wanted the lead role for this as well.
Stop being an arrogant cock then.
What did you see?
My career going down the toilet after Dracula. Before long, is told by a fortune teller that he will become a werewolf. The villagers hunt for the creature while Larry kills in wolf form before being eliminated by his own father to make the village safe again. Due to the limitations of special effects back then, the original film didn't have the abilities to do a proper transformation sequence, just his legs appear almost as hairy as my ex-wife's vagina.
Almost.
That's funny.
And Chaney claimed he had to literally sit completely still for hours on end as they were shot frame by frame. He even had to remain there while the rest of the cast and crew left for lunch, not even being allowed to go to the toilet, though some producers dispute this, claiming that he exaggerated and had 2-hour breaks a lot of the time. This is actually the only Universal monster that was played by the same actor in every appearance, and although it wasn't the first werewolf picture that belongs to Werewolf of London 6 years earlier, it really set the standards for the genre today and was such a huge impact. Unfortunately back then, however, it wasn't a big box office success as people found it too similar to the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but today it still remains one of the most iconic and legendary pieces of cinema. Originally, he wasn't even going to be a werewolf to begin with. The original concept was to have the Wolfman never appear and leave it up to interpretation whether or not he truly did transform into a wolf, or if it was all just in his mind.
That's dumb.
Oh, what a lie.
This dude is the happiest driver I have ever seen. He is beyond creepy. He's creepier than the werewolf. I like and respect this film, but my god, Larry is creepy as hell. I mean, he literally first meets Gwen by staring at her through a telescope.
What I'm really looking for is something half-moon shaped with spangles on it, golden.
Oh, I'm sorry. We haven't any like that just now.
Oh, yes, you have. Don't you remember? On your dressing table up in your room.
In my room?
Yes. Would you mind getting them for me?
But were they not for sale?
How does she not freak out about this? Call the police! They're not for sale. No, how about like, stop looking in my room, you weirdo?
How? He literally asks her out and she says no, over and over.
How about tonight?
No.
Fine, I'll be here at 8.
And he still insists on coming back for her. This isn't a love story. This is a hostage situation. This is the true horror of the movie.
And yet it works so well. He stalks and harasses her and he ends up with 2 women. Blow me!
A telescope?
Sure. And it does the same thing to people in their rooms. That is, if you point it in the right direction.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Well, now, I was only testing the refractor. I didn't know about you, and all of a sudden, there you were.
Well, from now on, I'll be sure to draw the curtains.
Oh, don't do that.
He literally just told you he watches you through his telescope and you're still charmed by this. Look, she's loving it.
But to be fair, Chaney is fantastic for what he's given. His acting is great and he does his best to bring out the sympathy for the character.
It doesn't work because he's a crazy weird stalker, but the point is, he tried.
Yeah, anytime he's in danger, I just don't care. He has no personality other than being this creepy stalker man. He probably mates with Anakin and Hal from Snow Day who need a restraining order. They probably all get together and have Stalkers Anonymous meetings.
Where am I? What happened?
You're caught in the trap.
Yeah, I don't care if you're in a trap. I hope it tears your leg off, you weirdo.
Gwen, I'm going away.
Away? But why?
Who's gonna harass me and steal strands of my DNA now?
Oh look, he's dead and I don't care.
Just means women are safer on the streets now.
And it reflected behind the scenes too. The actress hated working with him because Chaney would constantly sneak up and scare her whilst he's in the wolf makeup. To be fair, Lugosi only has one major scene, and in those few minutes he shows he was actually really good at drama and quite an underrated actor. I don't think he gets nearly enough credit. I mean, this is great. Obviously the effects, like most of this era, won't have aged well. This looks decent enough, and it's cleverly concealed using trees and smoke to cover up the cheap makeup, which still looks impressive by the way, although sometimes it looks like he's from Planet of the Apes. And a lot of the deaths are kept off screen, which I like. It also has some fantastic dialogue.
Now you ask me if I believe a man can become a wolf. Well, if you mean can he take on the physical characteristics of an animal, no, it's fantastic. However, I do believe that most anything can happen to a man in his own mind.
Although...
She didn't do anything wrong.
Anything wrong? It's because of her that my little Jenny was killed.
Now, that's enough.
They believe Gwen is the reason she died. How?
As for the transformation scene...
That's hilarious. Obviously the effects won't have aged well, but it's just the way he casually walks off afterwards.
Ah, there we are. Done. Time to go to the pub. Also, they wake up fully clothed except shoes and socks. Why? At least in the remake their clothes were torn to shreds. Here it's just shoes and socks gone.
Sorry, but I just can't picture a werewolf, you know, politely removing his shoes and socks after slaughtering an entire village.
Seems to be able to handle a rifle.
Well, he is American.
Yeah, because a werewolf who can tear through human bones and flesh can't possibly get through these restraints. At least use chains, guys, for God's sake! I do actually like how the film ends and they still aren't convinced that werewolves are real. They just believe Larry died protecting Gwen from a wolf.
The wolf must have attacked her and Larry came to the rescue. I'm sorry, Sir John.
Larry.
Bit of an abrupt ending. What, they just ran out of time? What the hell?
Oh, nonsense.
The original, I feel, is okay. Not great, not bad. It has creepy moments from the protagonist, but amazing lighting and music that really set the tone for the eerie atmosphere they were going for, and it paved the way for werewolf movies of the future.